goes.
Hey, Fro, my name's Rick. I've been thinking about buying a Nikon D300S, but with the new Nikon 7000 coming out, I have roughly $2,300 saved so far, and I was thinking about getting that camera, but you always talked about getting good glass. So what would you recommend?
Yeah, that's good glass is always a good thing. Let me ask you, is this more for just everyday shooting, or are you looking to turn it into a second income type stream?
Everyday shooting, not no desire to shoot weddings or anything.
But you still want to get quality shots, of course.
Right. I used to shoot with an F4S back in the day, but the cost of film got so expensive I had to give it up.
Right, so you definitely understand all your settings and all of that good stuff?
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, at this point, the D300S has been, I would say, obsoleted by the new D7000. Newer sensor, newer technology. Not that megapixels mean a hell of a lot, but more megapixels, better quality image sensor, everything new technology. So you want to go with the newest. I mean, you could wait for a D300S replacement, but for everyday shooting, having the magnesium alloy body, the 2 memory cards, the HD video with autofocus, getting started, put the money into the glass. This is a great body, and getting that at $11.99 leaves you with what you have now, $1,100 to play with.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of figuring out what lenses are going to serve the best purpose for you. What do you like? What are you going to be shooting the most of?
Nature. We go out in the hiking a lot, so we shoot a lot of animals and hiking and everything.
Mm-hmm. Any kids around?
Yeah, and family photos at the park and so on.
All right, so it's kind of you need your wide angle for the party shots, for the birthday parties and all of that good stuff, and the family get-togethers. But then you need the zoom or the longer lenses for nature and getting the. How old are the kids?
12.
12. Okay, well, then for getting playing the sports and running around or doing whatever, the longer lenses are going to help out there. What lenses did you have for your f4?
I had an 85, a 50, a 35, and a 300 2.8.
You had the real deal glass.
Yes.
Where did it all go? Would you sell it all?
Yeah. Got married and had kids and had to make rent money one day.
Right. I hear you. Well, okay, being that you know good glass, what would be the lens that you want?
Well, from my understanding, with the new digital age, the 80, like for instance, my favorite lens back in the day was the 85 millimeter lens. But the challenge was now, from my understanding with the digital, 85 used to be in film is not the 85 that's on digital.
Well, in D300S and below, Nikon calls it DX. It's their DX sensor. Basically, it's a smaller sensor than 35 millimeter film. Their FX cameras are full frame, so your 85's an 85. But on DX, you multiply every lens by 1.5. So that 85 now becomes a 127.
Oh, okay, so a 50 millimeter lens would be perfect.
Yeah, a 50 becomes a 75 millimeter. They also make a 35 1.8, which is basically a 50 millimeter. But those lenses are designed just for the DX cameras. Oh, sorry. Well, the 35 is. The 85 and the 50 you can use on any camera. So basically, if you put a 300 2.8 on this camera, a D7000, you're going to get a 450 millimeter 2.8. So you get more bang for your buck, but it's the wide angle that you have to worry about. That's why they make lenses like a Tokina 11 to 16 2.8 or Sigma 18 to 50 2.8. That's $420. Oh boy, hold on, phone call. Turned it off. See, with the $1,100, have you ever looked at off-brand lenses like the Sigmas and the Tamrons?
I never looked at them before. But I'm in a position now to where I could look at anything.
I mean, the way I look at it, $420 gets you an 18 to 50 2.8 Sigma, and that the 18, what is this? 18 times 1.5 is a 27. So you're getting your wide angle, but you're getting the 2.8. You know the importance of the 2.8.
Yes.
So you're getting that, and then Sigma also makes a 70 to 200 2.8. It's their version 2, which is $800. So we're right around that $1,100. I mean, we're a little more than $1,100, but you would get two 2.8 lenses that are going to serve you well for quite a long time. And if you ever want to upgrade into the Nikon Pro glass, these lenses will still hold their value, and you're not going to lose too much money on them when you go to sell it or trade it in, because people always want those 2.8 lenses.
Okay, and that first one that you gave me was 27 to 70?
Well, it's an 18 to 50.
18 to 50, okay.
And then you multiply it to figure it out. You multiply it by 1.5.
So but 27 to 75?
Yep, which is a nice wide angle for parties, for group shots, for things like that. And then the 70 to 200 is a 100 to 300, basically, 2.8, which is kick-ass for sports, portraits, nature. It's just an awesome... It's all right, none of those lenses are going to be as good as the Nikons.
Okay, well, I was going to ask, what am I giving up by buying the Sigma versus the Nikon?
Well, you're saving a little. You're saving money, and that's what it comes down to. The quality, you may have not as sharp images at the edges and things like that when you're shooting at 2.8. So you're not getting the best of the best of the best.
I can always crop the edges.
Ooh, the C word.
I know, right?
I'm not a big fan of the C word. But you could. I mean, they're not going to be terrible, and it's
not going to be blurry.
No, and I'm getting a test copy of those lenses to play with. But really, for everyday shooting, if you're not going to be selling the stuff and it's not professional for publication, these lenses are perfectly good. They're not going to be as quick in autofocusing as the Pro lenses, but a Nikon 70 to 200 2.8 version 2 is a $2,300 lens.
Versus the 800.
Versus 800. So obviously you get what you pay for, but for everyday shooting, those two lenses are going to do the job. And get you into something without breaking the bank.
I like that. And if I ever did decide to make some money from it, I can always upgrade the lenses at a later time.
Yeah, because that 70 to 200 is a sought-after lens for an amateur. If you pay $800 for it, it's not out of question that you're going to sell it for $650.
And rent it for a year for $150.
Right. Basically. I mean, that's the name of the game is always trading up. And if you were to get something like that 18 to 200, what's that? What do they charge for that thing? Like $680 or something?
Yeah, it's like $680.
Yeah, you're just not going to be happy with that lens, because especially coming from that other glass you used to have.
Yes. Now, and that's one of the reasons I was kind of interested in the 300S, because I could use those old lenses. Is that correct? Just the metering.
Well, were they AIS lenses or were they autofocus lenses?
Autofocus.
They'd still work on your D90 or D7000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those lenses will work on the D7000 and above. The D3000 and the D3100, they took the focusing pins out, so you couldn't use them. But I have, you could use the 85-1.4, the 85-1.8, 50-1.4. They will all work on the D7000.
Okay. And the reason why I was looking at the D300 over the 90, I like the price point on the D90, but the magnesium frame and the feel of it was just kind of chintzy.
Yeah, well, the D7000 now added the magnesium alloy body, and from what reports have said from people that have held them is that it feels more on par with the D300 now.
Perfect.
And it's at this point, the D300, I wouldn't buy it. Not at this point.
I'm glad, man, because I came close on buying it last month, and then I found out about the 7000 coming out. Found your YouTube page, and worth of information on that page. Thanks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's all... you definitely got to do these searches for all the rumors and see what's rumored to be out there. But just know that Nikon tends to be on an 18-month schedule or so with these cameras, where they obsolete them. That's why you put your money into the glass, because these cameras change. It's not like the F4 when it came out. It was a pro camera for 10 years.
Right.
It's not like that anymore. It's 2 years in a pro body and you're done.
Well, thanks, man. I did not realize the digital age has changed that much.
Oh yeah, quality keeps going up and price keeps coming down. It's kind of Moore's law. So same thing that gets you, $2,000 is going to still get you twice as good at something in 2 years for the same amount of money.
Okay, well, I like your theory. I like your saying about putting the money into the glass. I'm going to look into the Sigmas and get those and send you some photos and see what they look like.
Sure, no problem.
Thanks so much.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. See ya.